of it. Alrighty then. We are live. What is going on? It is another Monday night, and it's not just any Monday night. It is October 31st, Halloween. That's right. What does that mean? Well, things are a little spooky. You know, we get a cool background, costumes, profile name changes. Have some fun with it, guys. We are inviting, of course, this show. It is an online mic. Most people signed up are here again, returning performers. But if you're watching right now and you're interested in performing yourself, this is open to everybody and anybody anywhere in the world. All you have to do is sign up. We do have a link to sign up in the description. Well, not yet. As the show goes on, I'm going to add that. But if you are watching this after the fact and you still want to perform at some point, we do this every Monday, starting around 8:20 to 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And we go a couple hours, so you guys are more than welcome to join us. You can follow us on Barbed Open Mic series. You can also follow me online, Deadwall Reveries. Hold on, let me move my head so you guys can see that. Yeah, I did a terrible design on that. But we do call this a stay-at-home open mic. We have a list of poets, performers, songwriters, musicians who want to do their thing. Each of them are going to get 5 to 7 minutes. And of course, this is a platform where we encourage people to share their work. So if they have anything published, I'll encourage people to share ways in which people can purchase books, any websites, social media, YouTube channels. The whole idea is just to get your art, your creativity out there in the world. And of course, you guys, YouTube, as an audience, please let us know you're here. We have a live chat. If you're watching this live, just participate. Some of us hang out there. Of course, you can also leave a comment. And as always, I know this is like the cheesy thing you say on YouTube channels, but when you click that like button, when you subscribe, there's traffic and it gets pushed out to more people. And that's ultimately the goal. So my name is Richie Marrufo. I'm your host. I'm also the project director of this thing. It is Barbed Wire Open Mic. And even though we are based in El Paso, Texas, in the U.S. Southwest, U.S.-Mexico border, we are welcoming people from all over thanks to the instantaneous nature of Zoom. So I'm going to go ahead and kick things off. We have a list tonight, as always, and we're going to kick things off as we don't do as often in El Paso. And we're going to go ahead and bring up Robin Schofield, who's also very active, comes out to the readings, and you can catch in past shows, has some upcoming work getting published. Mouthfeel Press, super excited about that. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage, Robin Schofield. What's up, Robin?
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. I'm excited for it to be Halloween, even though I didn't get any trick-or-treaters. So I'm dressed as an elf. And I have a little poem about a werewolf. It was published in an obscure magazine called Barking Sycamores. It's called Fairy Tale Ending. The werewolf at the party said, "I am so tired of slaking my full moon bloodlust. On the January wolf moon, I ate a jackrabbit. It tasted terrible, all lean and stringy. I am so tired of being hairy. You can't think what a drag it is in the summer. I break out in hives under the August corn moon. I am so tired of being insomniac once a month. It's no help to read a book or watch a movie. I am so tired of reflecting the double side for your veneer of satisfaction. I am so tired of taking my revenge." And then this was just about autumn in general, I guess, kind of. At least it's called Autumn Shape of Flow, Foothills of the Franklins. And it was published a long time ago in a place called Written River. Autumn Shape of Flow, Foothills of the Franklins. The key to a diary hidden in a tree was lost for many years, and bees built a hive there, and the words turned into honey, for the diary was lost in time. I wish Wordsworth had likened the mind to mountains, not to mansions or to yurts, to which I could retreat up the serrated seam, following the gouges of waterfalls, the shape of flash floods. Slag from an ancient mine carves time into chunks, but I don't sell my hours. I climb the waterfall and the next hill, see rusted pipes, bottles, and railway ties. My footsteps scrunch. I sit on a granite rock among the acacias and write what I have written out before, again in the present moment. And then I can't help but think of every Halloween since I think it was 2006, my nephew died on Halloween. So this is called Fall Calendar. The leaves crawl down the street like spiders. The sun burns low in the sky, going out like a spark from a campfire. I wax and wane like one of my nephew's cigarettes. Now Jeremy's been murdered in a fire set by a strange, enraged woman, no one he knew. He fell dead from the fumes, his body burned beyond naming. I walk in a circle till the light is gone. My doctor thinks I'm not punctual. I grieve it's not still September, October, gone, and taken a bite out of the days. News from South Texas after November floods. There are so many tiny blue and yellow butterflies that if you stand in any one place too long, you suffocate. And one more about Jeremy. He was 33. The fire in which we burn. In a universe of no boundaries, time is imaginary. It doesn't roll, it doesn't go by, it doesn't flow. It doesn't bring Jeremy to the Navy or to Reno. In imaginary time, he's there already, sculpting tiny clay animals for his grandma. A ski trip to the Alps, art galleries, and a dog named Maggie. Many, many girlfriends like Michelle we knew from his high school years. In imaginary time, there are no singularities. Time's equations go backward and forward. In real time, he was a teenager in my living room, playing with my LPs, teaching my toddler son to draw on the walls before he was a kid on a go-kart who didn't know how to stop, just go, go. In imaginary time, he lights down the black diamond slope, never coming to the bottom. In real time, his chestnut hair, olive skin, and aquamarine eyes, a weather of lake and sky. In imaginary time, his eyes still roll in their orbits, his hands pound on the doors, seeking the 30-odd people he rescues from the fire. In real time, the hypotenuse between curved stairs and spitting embers caught him by the brocade curtains at these coordinates in the North Wing. Mitzvah Hotel, Reno, Nevada, Halloween, 10 p.m., 2006. His pure going, his real-time disappearance. And I have a cover poem, also kind of dark and Halloweenish, and it's by Mark Doty, who's a great poet. If you don't know his work, look him up. It's called The Owner of the Night. Interrogate whoever walks this shadow lane, this hour not reserved for you. Who are you to enter it? Orion's head over heels above the road, jewel belt flinting starlight to fuel two eyes looking down from the air. Beacons in reverse, since light pours in toward her appetite until she wings her noiseless outline between our rooftop and the stars, over this door and all the doors, hidden in the grass, dreaming voles, firefly province, wasp in the palace they've hollowed under the hill, mole resting his face against his splayed hands, perch, blink, pose the evening's question to the sleepless, while the moon, if there is one, scatters islands on a field of ink. Who maps this? The owner of the night looks down to mirror and admit the hours before the upper vaults begin to lighten and recede. Did you hear what I said? A face looks down from the night. Did who hear me? Who reads this page? Who writes it? Thank you very much. And the book is coming out. It's called Ridge of High Pressure, and it's coming out in June 2023, I'm told. We'll see if that happens. Surely it'll be out by fall. And what else is going on? Tumble Words is always going on Saturdays at Mountain Time, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's a great place to get your writing going if you're having trouble staring down that blank page. And I forget who's coming up, but I'm sure Kit knows. So over to you, Richie.
All right. No, thank you so much. Definitely check out Tumblewords. We want to make sure that we are always. I can't spotlight myself. Why can't I spot my? Anyway, yeah. Thank you, Robin. Thanks for sharing those and touching tributes. I didn't realize that, and then cover poem. I don't think I had heard before either. So one of the pluses of these nights is getting to hear, like, again, one thing that maybe we do is the cover poem, something that Kit really started getting the wheels moving on. If a musician can cover a song, why can't a poet cover someone that they admire? Or maybe it's thematic or fits in some way. So it's always this is a really cool way to also, like, be introduced to new poets, not just the people who read, but maybe people who inspire them, which is pretty cool. So check out Tumbleweed's writing project. If you're watching right now and you've never heard of that and you want to maybe start writing more, generative writing workshop, it does the job. And also I want to give a shout out to Ron Mark Thompson watching on YouTube. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and travel a little north of El Paso, and we're going to stop in Denver and visit our friend Mike Sindler, who has his awesome paintings in the background that I feel kind of fit too a little bit with the Halloween. There's some torment in those, but
Yeah.
Yo, Mike, how you doing? Go and take it away.
Always Halloween here in the Bat Cave. Yes. First off, of course, I want to go ahead and put the word out for lighthousewriters.org, which is a wonderful organization full of great opportunities for workshops and events and classes and anything you need to sort of try and get a leg up as an artist. So that being said, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and start with a sonnet called Burn Bright for WB. If you're traveling through these woods tonight, be prepared. The wind smells of violence. Do eyes within some distant deeps burn bright? Can you see your fate through clairvoyance? Perhaps your path will meet no obstacle, following constellations, ancient guides. But the tragic tales those patterns recall may leave you in this darkness, petrified. Destroyed like Actaeon by Artemis, transformed into a stag and then brought down. Orion too, as well as Adonis, by boar, by serpent, and by savage hounds. Avoid the symmetry of tiger's might as you wander the forest of the night. And I'm going to do one that, of course, I do every Halloween because it's sort of my Halloween thing. And this is a cautionary tale because if you wait until the very last minute and you don't have a Halloween costume and you have to tear up your couch and turn it into one, this is the kind of story you have to tell. It's called Last of the Wild Naga, Halloween cover story, Grow Cafe, which means Grassroots Organizing Workshop, by the way. Grow Cafe, 1980. Hey now, nice to meet you. I'm Fred Naga, last of the Wild Nagas. We used to roam these here woods thicker than ticks on a yellow dog till the furniture industry boys, struggling to keep up with all them third world chair factories, found they couldn't afford to keep raising cows for the leather, even with selling off the meat and all elsewheres. The loss of them there cows made them have to cut down on production, and I'm here to tell you they weren't happy with that a damn bit. They was sweating bullets trying to keep in business. They was looking for anything anywhere would replace them sensitive damn cows. Pig skin was too tough and deer wouldn't hold up worth a damn. They thought about dogs, but new folks get way too riled over that. Hell, if they could have growed squirrels big enough, they'd have tried them. Now that made us, the roving flocks of Nagas, unnatural prey because our plastic skin was perfect for big old bark loungers and them front porch desks and couches. They hunted us through forests, thickets, fields, and swamps, up and down mountains, and even into caves. There weren't nowhere those old boys wouldn't track us. To top it off, our friendly nature and urge to give in to the gift of gab, we were one talkative bunch of birds, no denying that, left us easy pickings for any hunter listening for a good joke or a gobble of gossip. They was taking us fast as they used to bag pasture pigeons, and while we thought we was no dodos, we sure weren't smart as we thought we was. It seemed every week there was dozens and dozens less of us left. So many hens that didn't get skint got so crazy with worry they plumb stopped dropping eggs, and that meant doom was on the way and not far behind us. One by one, we was caught up in nets or snares or blown away with small caliber guns. They didn't want to use no shotguns or nothing like that. It ruined our precious skins, but 22 kill you dead as anything else. Finally, I couldn't find another Naga anywhere I looked, nor hear one answer my lonesome call. So now, like a foul version of old Ishmael, I'm left alone to tell the tale. Luckily for me, them hippies and ecologic tree huggers got the government to fix me up with a protected status, whatever that means, but I'm still always on my toes and watching my tail, on guard against poachers aiming to turn me into one last footstool or beanbag chair. Even though them furniture boys most all been run out of business or forced to find something else to cover their damn chairs and couches and whatnot with, I don't trust them, and you know good and well you don't blame me for being kind of chicken about taking the chance on getting skinned. It's tough, I tell you, having to live in fear, always looking twice before you cross the road because you don't know who or what's on the other side. So thank you kindly for that beer and that shot of bourbon. Now, I knows y'all won't mind if I just slink way into the woods, rest up some so as I can survive to drink another day. Not to say I don't appreciate y'all's courtesy and company and all, but I don't want nobody snuffing the life out of me because I got too lit to know when to quit and made one mistake too many. So I'm off and into the wild, my friends. I hopes to see y'all again, but that big old maybe is just the way it's got to be. Because as long as I'm living, I'm part of the wildlife. Don't you see? I'm free. I'm free. Glory be. I hope when I'm gone, you'll remember me. Because I'm the very last wild Naga you ever going to see. Bye, y'all. And I'll do one more. And let me get down to it here. I'll do a triolet. called Farewell to Earth. With every mile, I miss you more. This face I will not see again. You contain all that I adore. Your liquid face, your molten core. With every mile, I miss you more. Within my heart, I feel you spin. With every mile, I miss you more. This face I will not see again. And that's enough of that embarrassment. So I will go ahead and put on a different hat today. And I will do, not too surprisingly, Mr. Don Van Vliet with a suitable tune called Making Love to a Vampire with a Monkey on My Knee. Making love to a vampire with a monkey on my knee. The pond shine dry like a lady's compact. Lilies leap like flat green hearts with white hearts, squirting yellow pollen. Cocks, ferns ran like cool spades, fossils away from rocks. Bees echoed dark carbon, hums that dashed in nothing. Gnats fucked my ears and nostrils, hit my brain like hones and numb to nothing. Wings stuck on liquid bones, making love to a vampire with a monkey on my knee. The moon poured hollow down my milky legs, splashed still and moved. The wind peed down the willows and pricked the needle vine. The monkey moved a fur shadow, its soot tail curled in twos, its lips smiled needles, its eyes rolled loose. Her throat broke open, glistened in the dew. Red berries dangled like a dream of rubies too. Snot muscles ran down her ivory chin and tooth within. A locket, a pin held fast to then. My love, my pocket deep within. And senses dangled the chain that clasped me to her then. The messenger spoke, the wind that blows between our time. I sensed you, then whispers, spin and flow in silver dust around the pointed pin, sent to nothing. God, please fuck my mind for good. Making love to a vampire with a monkey on my knee. Oh, fuck that thing. Fuck that poem. Eyes crawl out with maggots, white cloth bones, pile up light thrown blades, rags and skull scoop soil cracks, drain screams. Please take my hand and join me. Too soon its clutches gleams, making love to a vampire with a monkey on my knee. Death be damned. Life. Thank you very much. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, man. I always appreciate the performativity. This time we had props and a unique, new, cool cover hat, at least for us on our end of things. Michael Sindler, check out the Lighthouse Writers. Always worth it. Again, great resource. Definitely, if you guys have a chance, check them out. All right. I love it. I love this. Man, honestly, the mannequin stuff threw me off. I did not expect that. Brought that out of nowhere. I was like, oh, it's a leg. And then, yeah. All right. What is up, everyone? If you're just tuning in, this is our online open mic. My name is Richie Marrufo, a.k.a. Deadwall Reveries. And we're going to go ahead and keep going. We're going to go to South Euclid, Ohio, and we're going to visit a disembodied head. That's right. Today he is Doc Terror. Let's go ahead and welcome him to the stage. What's going on? How's it going up there?
Well, as you can see, it's just my head. And tonight, it's terror in 4 parts. There is a place between. It's outside time and space. It is a place, but not a place which reason cannot find. A part of me is trapped, but where? In that place that's not a place. That part of me was ripped from me as I ventured through that void by a force I know beyond control. It's a void so vast, or is it small? Not one can tell me which. I just know I cannot find that missing part, that part of me, when I know not where to look, in that space between, that unknown space, in that place that's not a place. Part the second. I've been there again, in that place between, the place that's not a place. It was a voyage unlike the last, an unwilling trip, a journey to that terrible place, outside of space and time. I awakened swiftly from this trip, reeling in terror, wanting to run, wanting to scream, but having to hold it in. But what it was which scared me so, I did not, cannot know, and cannot, will not recall. All I know is the silence and the malignant dark, the eerie, brooding, malevolent dark, and that which should not, could not be, which haunts and stalks and terrifies me in the place that's not a place. Part the third. I've been there again so many times to the place that's not a place. I've come back wounded, bleeding, or marked by giant teeth. I also waken feeling as though I'm bound with rope or held for sacrifice. And then the times I'm chased for all the night. I know of those who say they'd live within the worlds which Lovecraft wrote. But if they'd only come with me and visit those dark realms, they'd run away a screaming from the place that's not a place. I often waken screaming, but only in my mind, and vow I'll never return to the place that's not a place. Part the fourth. Chased and beaten and chased in my sleep. Endless terror in a place so dark and deep. No sound, no light was ever there, yet something in there waits. I cannot see, I only feel with a sense as yet unknown. It waits for me to torment me, torture me, leave on me its claw mark, rune, and of energy drain me dry. I wake, or do I, to this nightmare world, this world on which we live, where people live who are not people. Every day, my terror in real life.
All right, awesome. I was waiting for you to fully disappear. I'm like, all right, here's the disappearing act. Fade out. Anything that you want to promote really quick?
Nothing at present, thank you.
All righty then. Well, thank you so much. All right, cool. Doc Janning, everyone. That was really fun. Actually, I was messing around with the idea of the disembodied head because I've done it before accidentally when I had my green screen, which is behind me. All righty then.
All you need is a total black background and a turtleneck and a black turtleneck and just a little bit of light from above and in front. There you go.
Imagine if I did it just eyes. That'd be I don't know what that would be. All right. Let's go ahead and keep the night rolling. We do have more performers, so stick around. If you are watching and you are an EPCC student looking for the Tejano passport stuff, stick around. Also, let me know in the live chat if you're watching for that, or you can send me an email. You can find me also online here. All right, then let's go ahead and pass things over to someone's joining us from the third ring of Saturn. His real mom left him and his on his parents' front door in a basket. And yeah, you already heard him, Ryan. Let's go ahead and switch things over and make room for Generalissimo Brian Franco. What's going on, man?
Well, I was just laughing really hard at Doc Janning when he pulled the turtleneck over his face. It was very funny. And Doc always gets me, no matter
Nice.
what. I've got a few poems for you today. The first poem I've never read anywhere before. It's called Psychosomatic Heart Attack. Every psychosomatic heart attack I've had never happened. A while back, I thought I was having a heart attack when all of a sudden I could barely breathe. My lungs filled with fluid. My lungs tapped my heart on the shoulder for a little help. So my heart started pounding harder and harder. It went from a basic, steady bum bum, bum bum, bum bum, to a hard bum, 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 like a snare drum. I had to sit down. I could barely move. Then my heart needed to take a seat itself. My heart went from functioning 100% to 40%. It somehow knew to stop at 40% instead of going all the way. I was in the hospital for 6 days. It took me close to 6 months to recover. I did not have a heart attack. I had a lung attack. My heart saved my life. Since then, I've had several psychosomatic heart attacks. Psychosomatic heart attacks never happen. There is no pain or pangs or tightness that happen. There is no shortness of breath or labored breathing. There is a sensation that feels like the type of touch that feels like a light poke when someone taps me. And the sensation of the touch lingers in my mind like a bump that causes a bruise inside my psyche. As it lingers, I believe I'm about to have a heart attack that never comes to fruition. No pain, no pangs, no tightness, no shortness of breath, no labored breathing. I take in a deep breath like when a doctor holds an ice-cold stethoscope to my chest. There are times when I have several psychosomatic heart attacks in staccato succession, like a Gatling gun. But these psychosomatic heart attacks never happen, and I continue to breathe, and life continues. Thank you. The next poem is called Egg. When I cracked your shell to make my breakfast, was I committing murder? When do eggs cease being viable chickens? When I sprayed the pan with olive oil that sprinkled nutritional yeast and white pepper onto the area of the pan your insides would fall onto, then you sizzled as you hit the center of the hot surface. Then I broke the yolk almost immediately with the edge of the spatula I would flip you with, then lowered you onto a sesame bagel with melted provolone, toasting away open-faced in the toaster oven, awaiting this former chick to be placed atop the melty cheese, then topped it off with fresh baby spinach and raw onion against the top half, which has Munster cheese melting atop it. Then I held the package tightly like a vice grip with my hands to compress everything inside in order to placate my taste buds and provide nutritional sustenance, which will be accompanied by hot Earl Grey tea or ice cold apple cider between bites in order to get my day started with healthy food. I never thought about the 11 remaining chicks to be sitting in a cardboard egg carton in my fridge, awaiting their fate. And this is called Observation Party. When it was suggested I stay for observation, I did not expect them to dress me up in a red and black checkerboard shirt under a pair of overalls with black boots and sit me inside a Hannibal Lecter glass case and put me on display for wealthy patrons wearing tuxedos and formal dresses. And as I sat inside the see-through box, I wondered who these people were, why they were observing me, and how they acquired the very comfortable orange 1970s wingback chair from my bedroom for me to sit in. And every year around at Halloween, I do this poem called In Utero Felony. In Utero Felony. I was born a twin. My twin was born still. Like most twins, we were preemies. I was the size of a small delicata squash. My brother was more like a malnourished mini papaya. A fetus can't make a decision, but I did. I decided not to share. I made a decision to deprive my brother of nutrition and attention. When mom put her hand on her belly, I put mine on his face and pushed him away so he wouldn't feel the warmth of her hand or her pulse traveling through her fingers. When, I just lost the poem. That was strange. When dad tried to talk to us through mom's belly, I put my brother in a leg formation headlock with my calves covering his ears. When dad sang, I squeezed tighter. On my own, I made this decision. My two older brothers were unable to counsel me. My parents had no idea there were two of us. I stole a son from my parents. I stole a brother from my brothers. I stole a best friend from myself. I never got the chance to feel his pain when he stubbed his toe miles away from me. We never stood together against mom to proclaim we would never dress alike again. We never secretly traded dates before a sock hop dance. We would have been identical, but we never looked alike. That was my fault. My brothers know nothing about this. My father died before I found out. My mother has yet to tell me. I figured it out all by myself. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Brian. I was clapping there, but on mute by accident. Anything that you'd like to promote right now or share?
I'll just put all my stuff in the thing. My next Cafe Journalism will be next Monday. So where did I have it? Here it is. So thank you very much, Richie. And thank you, Kid. And of course, thank you, Robin, for giving this kit. Happy Halloween.
Beautiful. I always love that send off there. All right. That is Generalissimo Brian Franco. I'm gonna go ahead and also take his links and share them on the YouTube live chat. If you guys want to follow up, check out his book. I have a copy, definitely worth checking out. Let's go ahead and keep things going. What's up, YouTube chat? Be on the lookout. Link just dropped. Okay, we're gonna keep going and visit Pittsburgh and say hello to Vale Larkin. What's up, Vale? How's it going? Welcome back to the show.
Hi, I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
All right, pretty great today. Thank you.
Good. Okay, so for Halloween, I'm gonna do a classic of mine, if there is such a thing. And I'm also gonna do, I was trying to think of in-character poems. And this is actually a poem I wrote as a collaboration with another poet. And if I had their poem, I would read it, but I don't. So we'll just leave it at this one. #circumference. The rhythm of the lockdown is circadian. The shit hits hard from dusk till dawn, and all in all, I can't tell what I no longer know, if I'm awake or sunk deep in sleep, endlessly measuring nights, fingers lit like the circumference of a beating heart, roughly the taste and smell of oceans endless. Should it be this wet? Acute hydrocephalus, what nightmare to go out on, spending restless dark summoning the specter of suffering that full stop brings. Does anyone else's mind jump to planetary annihilation right before sleep? No? Just me? Fading into dream, I feel trapped in the exact place trauma captured me, and I'm in that house, something sickening creeping into every crevice. I freeze, open eyes, and pray so maybe the house will burn down when the town goes. Second guessing for a second, it would welcome me. I've forgotten what REM sounds like. Sink to the voices, unwanted, past all restraint of the gated brain, afraid, alone in the burning world, in the deep end, circling. This spells certain death. Then my friends, Pain and flesh call around 3 a.m., that witching hour. When nothing good happens, just like Mom always said, they ask to come in. I sink down, slink under, I smile. Sure, come for once. Let's fuck up and die, they say. Not speaking figuratively. Let's fucking die. Their inflection twisting, unnaturally rictus, and I know their jokes are the killing kind, so even oracles wind up in traction, inactive, like my friends, like myself, like that Wonderland rabbit hole. How quickly I get carried away by addictive brutalities. I paused to compose myself, then wrote down a note. To the next person in charge of this body, tomorrow night, let's try to get some sleep. And this is called Postscript. Quoth the raven, nevermore. I shot that fucking bird and ate it. 2 nights later, ink not yet dry. I shot that fucking bird right off the head of wisdom herself, in all her stony glory. I would not have chosen to consume that rank flesh, so imbued with carrion as to turn the guts inside to outside, and contents be damned. All the same, I needed to do it. Of course it's to you I'm speaking, always and inevitably, my phantasmagorical lover, my skeletal siren. The winged fright knew that much, didn't he? 4. I killed that lying messenger, filth and falsehoods on his tongue as I took aim and grasped and squeezed and recoiled as if in horror or remorse. But that was not it. By forcing down every bite, singing of sixpence and gagging all the while, I have found it. It is mine now, and a harsher comfort than I dreamed. I have discovered words closer to the real, to the vibrating heart of things. I've heard your voice from a distant shore and known it for yours beyond and beneath all shallow appearances. That fucking bird lied to break me or mock me, or because it was sent there that bleak night by something looming up and blotting out sky like a parliament in flight. I now know such things exist, but their messengers are frail stuff for all their terrors. I shot that fucking bird and watched it tumble into the very shadow it cast. You are always with me. Entropy is a myth. We are all together, poets, liars, and lost loves, shifting our surfaces from form to form, as my love is the earth, as I will become air and water and the stone bones of the land given enough time, as I am now something of the liar, as the raven is myself. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Vale. And feel free to leave any links, or if you still want to announce anything. There you go. Awesome. As always, we're going to go ahead and I'll share any links. But Vale Larkin, I'm loving all the pieces you guys are bringing out tonight. I was inspired now to start looking for some to read out to close the night. All right. Yeah, so I'll be looking for some cool ones as well. We're going to go ahead and move things along. And someone we haven't seen in a while, he's got a song, some poetry. The only ones for me are mad ones, including our next performer who was gone mad. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, UCP, a.k.a. Urban Cowboy Poets. Welcome back, my friend. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just give me... I got something for you. I will write a scary story here in my laboratory I call the House of Pain. While your heads you may be scratching, you will soon see this thing I'm hatching if I can find a brain. I will putter and I'll fiddle with this here individual and stake my claim to fame. This guy's tall, so I'm thinking I can make another Lincoln if I only had a brain. Oh, I could make you cry with all the blood and gore. I'll make a creature never seen before, and then I laugh and make some more. Critics say that I'm a nothing. Down their throats I will be stuffing the glory that I'll gain. This here body that was buried could see dance and be merry if he only had a brain. Who's there? Wait a minute. Igor? Igor, is that you? We found one. All right, all right, all right. Estoy in it. Oh, this creature isn't bleeding, and that's because I'm needing another body part. If I find one, I'm presuming I could make it kind of human if I only had a heart. And that's all I wrote for that one. I got to expand it more for like next year. I'm going to do a cover of somebody that inspired me, a Halloween cowboy poem. Dr. Kelly's Halloween by the late, great Baxter Black. It was a bad day at Black Rock, that fateful Halloween. It all began the week before. The call had seemed routine. I got a mirror needs checking, Doc. I believe the sweetheart's bread. I'll swing by there this afternoon, good Dr. Kelly said. The mayor was mincing around the stall as Kelly donned the sleeve. This should only take a second. His assessment was naive. She's just a little nervous, Doc, but I guess I would be too. If you were pointing that at me, I'd kick you to Timbuktu, which is precisely what you did. So fast it was a blur. The next day, poor old Kelly wore a cast from hip to spur. With 2 days of the heel up, his left leg plasterized, he volunteered to make a call. I know it wasn't wise. But you know, man, like him, I mean, a grad of Colorado, whose head, if not for gristle, wouldn't even cast a shadow. Another horse, a small wire cut there just below the hock. He's gentle as a newborn lamb. He'll never hurt you, Doc. And sure enough, he blocked the sight, though awkwardly, I think. He had to spread his legs the way giraffes bend down to drink. Relieved, he got his suture out, assumed the bed position. About the time a fly appeared in search of fly nutrition and lit upon the horse's foot. Just fate, I would suppose. The pony kicked to flick the fly, but caught the doctor's nose sideways, which left a thumb-sized piece of schnoz now dangling from the tip, like half a jalapeno flapping down upon his lip. 30 stitches on the outside, then they taped that sucker tight. But them MDs must have chuckled because that bandage was a sight. It stuck out like a gear shift, like the fruit on prickly pear, like a big white avocado on a chainsaw grizzly bear. He stayed at home the next few days, hibernating in his cave, until his wife had asked his help. The instructions that she gave were, pick up the kids right at 9 at Johnson, 2nd Street. They're at a party, Halloween. Maybe you could trick or treat. Very funny, Kelly fumed. But when 9 o'clock came around, he wedged his cast into the truck and drove himself to town. When they let him into Johnson's house, he matched the decoration. The kids all froze. They screamed in fear and heebie-jeebiations. The mummy, no, it's Frankenstein. It looked so realistic. With crutch and cats and nose and skull, it dang sure was sadistic. But the scream that topped the evening off was, in Mr. Johnson's view, when he grabbed and jerked the bandage off and said, hey, I know you. That's Baxter Black. I love that whimsical storytelling of the cowboy poems. Thank you.
Sorry, you caught me off guard. I was like trying to type out the list. UCP, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that too. We just missed your
How did I catch you off guard?
Urban Legends. Oh no, I was doing some typing, man. It's all good.
Oh,
I love the
okay.
props. Love the props. Love the mat. All right, we're gonna go.
Yeah, I
Anything
gotta
gonna
expand
promote?
that song with more of the heart and the nerves. If I only had some nerves.
I like
But
that.
that's all I got written so far.
We'll look forward to it. And I know last year you did your Jurassic Park costume for Halloween. It was perfect. Today it's UCP Gone Mad. Thank you so much for joining us, and feel free to drop any links in the chat, and I'll share them on our YouTube. All right, cool. Thank you, UCP. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back to you. You do have your book. Hold on. All right, hold that up. There you go. Urban Cowboy Poetry by
Get
Greg
my
Michaels.
book. You'll be glad you did.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes. Please share any link or directions, and I'll
I will.
forward that to YouTube. Awesome. Thank you. UCP. All right. So, guys, beautiful peeps, we're gonna go ahead and keep going. Shout out to Sonova. They had to leave, unfortunately. We had a poet joining us from Baltimore. Hopefully, they can make it on a future Monday. I know they're attending some university, so yeah, come back anytime you can. You know, Mondays. Actually, you know, you never know what's gonna happen. So let's go ahead, and in that case, we're gonna come back to El Paso, and he is rocking a costume. I appreciate all you guys who dressed up, rocked costumes, red pieces. I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and bring it to Kit Ren. What's up, man? Go ahead and take it away. Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Richie? Yes. In Halloween life hack, just grow out your beard August, September. You shave August 30th, instant costume. Just something to consider. Just something to think about while you think in your little thinking holes. Gonna read either 2 or 3 of mine. Yeah, let's go 3. 3 of mine, and then gonna start a cover story. This was written in Raquel Mejia's Day of the Dead workshop last year. In truth, La Katrina, the thing that has kept me in the realm of the living is an inability to imagine anything better. I don't mean that in a superlative way, but life at its worst is still so very full of details. Butterflies to pin, baseball cards to read the back of. You see, for the dead, nothing changes. The sun doesn't rise, the stock market doesn't fall. They cannot vote except in certain counties. They cannot observe with their skulls hollows. And that's all I ever want to do, is just observe. Let me stride across bays and oceans with a torch in one hand and a label maker in the other. The dead do not change. They cannot be thrilled or surprised. Even you, La Katrina, knew exactly what I would say as I was saying it. If your jaw still had lips, I would see them moving along with me. I know further that you want this for yourself, that you miss the flesh that has finally fallen off, that you mourned each piece that flaked into the air, falling into your famous form like a jigsaw in reverse. I could find them for you. We could collect them all. We could be chaste, adventuring companions, recognized, beloved, and never quite understood wherever we go. And when we have recreated your beauty, restored you to your heyday in the ballrooms of Porfirio Diaz, we'll take it back apart, and scatter it again, and relearn the world. We could go on recording first sights and last sounds, constantly putting ourselves back together, choosing each time between memory and whim. I do not consent to death, La Katrina, but I love dying. I could go on dying forever. And another one fitting for this season. You're 10 years old. You're in Madrid, Spain. You're in the Prado Museum for the 4th time in 3 weeks, finding something new each time. Your favorite is Goya for his good-natured pastoral scenes and his royals who look irritated enough to be real humans. You're looking for a bathroom, but you see a dark room promising more Goya, and you chance it. The room has his mad ears, his dark ears, painting dead dogs on the walls of his house. Saturn is devouring his young and staring right at you, promising that you're next. You know the myth. You've even seen other paintings of it. That doesn't matter. This isn't a cruel god executing a plan. This is a man, sick and mad, and with no compunctions. You've never seen a painting that caused fight or flight before. You'd run out of the room crying. You're 13 years old. You're flipping through the Prado guidebook. You're too young for proper nostalgia, but you see it everywhere, and you're aping its patterns anyway, longing for that long ago year when you were 10. In the bottom left-hand corner, you see Saturn devouring his young, and you snap the book shut as if it had bit you. Now you're 26, and you tell everyone your favorite painting, your favorite artist rather, is Goya, and it is true. You've made your peace with the mad paintings. You know yourself well enough to know that fear and love would look the same on your MRI. It's trivia night at the bar, and your teammate and friend Trevor, an artist himself, shows you a meme of Alf from the 80s sitcom Alf, stylized after Saturn devouring his young. You get the joke. It's very well done. You try to laugh, but you can't. Irony is not a shield. Distance is not a shield. Time is not a shield because time is nonlinear, and you are always 10 years old. You are always at the Prado. You are always running away from a painting that you're convinced is running after you. And this is a fun one. To once again plug Tunnel Words. Last week, Heather Franklin out of Silver City led us in a cool workshop that she called Embracing the Crone. And this came out of that. Just imagine Clarence Darrow defending the slasher protagonist. It's my duty as a defense lawyer to cut through the images that you have been fed in the media to remind you that my clients are human, not symbols of evil or the relentless nature of death. They are human. More to the point, my clients are children. Children who, regardless of this trial's result, will never reach their potential. Take Michael Myers. Trapped in an asylum since he was 6. But smart enough to teach himself how to drive. A mechanical genius, if you think about it. Locked away for almost all his life. Now, that doesn't justify him holding the town of Haddonfield hostage every Halloween. Of course not. But imagine if he was given the resources he needed. Instead of a demented top psychologist trying to make a name for himself with barbaric ideas of pure evil. I will be testifying to the board against Dr. Loomis when his license is up. I just want to know what kind of world this would be if Michael Myers was encouraged in his creativity. Or take Jason Voorhees. Now listen, do I agree with the decision to reopen Camp Crystal Lake? Of course not. It'd be a death trap with or without the big guy in the hockey mask. The state of that pier and the most irresponsible counselors that I have ever seen. Excuse me. My point, this child, written off as special needs, left to drown, survives in the wilderness for years. Years. Now that puts Bear Grylls to shame. That's a resourcefulness that's incredible. And no one even looks for him. And the first thing he sees when he gets back is his beloved mother getting decapitated. Are you saying you wouldn't be a little miffed? Now, did Jason kill those camp counselors, or did the system that let a clearly smart but nonverbal child fall through the cracks, literally fall into a lake? And now you're saying, but yet Jason's body was reanimated by lightning, and now the only thing that moves him forward is the urge to kill. I'm sorry, I thought that this was America. I thought this was a land where people got second chances. Did Michael and Jason ever get their first chance, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? And yes, we're all familiar with the cover poem, but we're going to try and, like I did in August with Grace Paley, I want to read a short story in parts in this little space. And I'm going to read Emergency by Dennis Johnson. Anytime's a good time to read Emergency, the greatest short story of the 20th century. I'd been working in the emergency room for about 3 weeks, I guess. This was in 1973, before the summer ended. With nothing to do on the overnight shift but batch the insurance reports from the daytime shifts, I just started wandering around. Over to the coronary care unit, down to the cafeteria, etc., looking for Georgie, the orderly, a pretty good friend of mine. He often stole pills from the cabinets. He was running over the tiled floor of the operating room with a mop. Are you still doing that? I said. Jesus, there's a lot of blood here. He complained. Where? The floor looked clean enough to me. What the hell were they doing in here? He said. He asked me. They were performing surgery, Georgie, I told him. There's so much goop inside of us, man. And it all wants to get out. He leaned his mop against the cabinet. What are you crying for? I didn't understand. He stood still, raised both arms slowly behind his head, and tightened his ponytail. Then he grabbed the mop and started making broad random arcs with it, trembling and weeping, moving all around the place really fast. What am I crying for? He said. Jesus. Wow. Oh boy. Perfect. I was hanging out in ER with fat, quivering nurse. One of the family service doctors that nobody liked came in looking for Georgie to wipe up after it. Where's Georgie? This guy asked. Georgie's in OR, nurse said. Again? No, nurse said. Still. Still? Doing what? Cleaning the floor. Again? No, nurse said again. Still. Back in OR, Georgie dropped his mop and bent over in the posture of a child soiling his diapers. He stared down with his mouth open in terror. He said, what am I gonna do about these fucking shoes, man? Whatever you stole, I said. I guess you already ate it all, right? Listen to how they squish, he said, walking around carefully on his heels. Hey, let me check your pockets, man. He stood still a minute, and I found his stash. I left him 2 of each, whatever they were. Shift is about half over, I told him. Good. Because I really, really, really need a drink, he said. Will you please help me get this blood mopped up? Around 3:30 a.m., a guy with a knife in his eye came in, led by Georgie. I hope you didn't do that to him, nurse said. Me? Georgie said. No. He was like this. My wife did it, the man said. The blade was buried to the hilt in the outside corner of his left eye. It was a hunting knife kind of thing. Who brought you in? Nurse said. Nobody, I just walked down. It's only 3 blocks, the man said. Nurse peered at him. Well, we better get you lying down. Okay, I'm certainly ready for something like that, the man said. She peered a bit longer into his face. Is your other eye a glass eye? She said. It's plastic or something artificial like that, he said. And you can see out of this eye, she asked, meaning the wounded one. I can see, but I can't make a fist out of my left hand because this knife is doing something to my brain. My God, the nurse said. I guess I'd better get the doctor, I said. Yeah, there you go, nurse agreed. They got him lying down, and Georgie says to the patient, name, Terrence Weber. Your face is dark. I can't see what you're saying. Georgie, I said. What are you saying, man? I can't see. Nurse came over, and Georgie said to her, his face is dark. She leaned over the patient. How long ago did this happen, Terry? She shouted down into his face. Just a while ago. My wife did it. I was asleep, the patient said. Do you want the police? He thought about it and finally said, not unless I die. Nurse went to the wall intercom and buzzed the doctor on duty, the family service person. Got a surprise for you, she said over the intercom. He took his time getting down the hall to her because he knew she hated family service, and her happy tone of voice could only mean something beyond his competence and potentially humiliating. He peeked into the trauma room and saw the situation. The clerk, that is, me, standing next to the orderly, Georgie, both of us on drugs, looking down at a patient with a knife sticking up out of his face. What seems to be the trouble, he said. That's where we'll cut it off for now.
Awesome, man. Looking forward to the rest of that. And of course, go ahead and share your stuff there.
All right. Sing along if you know the words. Instagram at KitRenAway, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, Kofi.com/KitRen, where my little independent sports blog about American football and its very, very weird history. Find me on Facebook easy enough. You can send me an email, or you can go to PayPal, drop something in the tip jar with that email. The Tumblewords Project, as people have been mentioning all over. This Saturday, our host will be someone known and dear to us, someone who's hosted in this space. It'll be Nick Paleologos with An Eye Is In Me, workshop all about imposter syndrome. The week after that, for November 12th, the day after Armistice Day, we will have Bill Sparks leading us in something appropriate for the time of year. I'll have it on the 19th, and then on the 26th, I'm very excited. My friend Sarah Polk, who is the leader of the local chapter of NaNoWriMo, we're going to have the most ambitious crossover in El Paso literary history. I have a joint NaNoWriMo Tumblewords writing session. And that is all from me. I'll hand the talking stick back to Richie.
All right. Thank you, Kit. Appreciate that. All right. Sometimes I don't want to clash with you on the replacing spotlight. So there you go. We've done it before. Really looking forward to those. Again, check out Tumblewords if you haven't had a chance. Once again, if you guys are tuned in, what's up, Sandy, by the way? Checking in live. Good to have you here. If you're watching and you're an EPCC student, shoot me an email. You can hit me up even here on Instagram, Deadwall Reveries, and I'll get you that QR code. For now, though, we're going to go from El Paso to Washington, D.C. We can do that because we're online through Zoom, and you guys are watching this through YouTube. So it's just like that. Blink of an eye. Happy Halloween. We're going to go ahead and see what we have in store with the one, the only Ed Poetastic. What's going on, man? Go ahead and take it away.
What's going on, my brother from another mother, with words like thunder? Hello, my witches and fiends, anyone in between. Happy Halloween. Hope everyone's ready for a terrifying scene. Okay, I got 6 jokes and 3 poems. So you already know this jingle. My name is Ed Poetastic. Go ahead and feel fantastic. Please give me the time to enjoy my rhyme for all you feel sublime. All right, let's do this. What is Dracula's favorite meal? Tomato soup with cherry pie and a cup of Bloody Mary. Why does Pinhead hate to go bowling? Someone keeps saying, oh, look, it's the Pinheads. What musical festival Frankenstein hate the most? Burning Man. What did the zombie told the teacher? He left his brain at home. What did the mommy told the children? Wrap it up. And last but not least, what did the wolf man gave the trick-or-treaters? Doggy treats. All right. This next one is called The Mask Omen. I didn't choose the monster, but the monster chose me. This beautiful knife calls my name. I wear the mark of the bloodthirsty beast. I have no humanity or shame. I was a small boy who was ugly. Kids me without mercy. Nobody helped me willingly. I cry unworldly. They threw me into rivers without end. The water was going through my mouth and lungs. I yelled help, but I didn't have any friends. Oh, the deep salt water did suffocate and stung. I found this mask belonging to nowhere. The mask playfully sings. It promises to bear all my words with care. The start of new beginnings. I packed in my backpack. I paid no mind. Its words were blissful heart attacks. I was amazed by the signs. After school, the neighborhood bullies chased me. I was a deer in the headlights. Please, just leave me alone, please. I couldn't escape with all my might. They held me down. The DB bruised my stomach and face. I looked like a mauled clown. My blood and tears smeared with unmerciful grace. They left. I gargled with sadness and pain. My backpack roared with ferocity. It wore words of crimson rain. It lured me with its monstrosity and curiosity. It roared, tomorrow you won't suffer no more sorrow. I smiled with a crooked smile of glee. It says their punishment will be agonizing and slow. Thank you, my angel who will save me. The day after, there was nothing new. Bullies chased without end. They were hyenas at the zoo. I heard someone said, put me on, my terrified little friend. I put on the mask. I felt so many screams and whispers. It happened so fast. Their bodies went completely timber. I took off the mask. They were bloody and lifeless dolls. It completed its task. Wait, was I the cause? I buffeted a storm. They were butchered without remorse. The mask made me transform. The mask drifted off course. The next day, I saw a few guys chase a woman that had snake eyes. She screamed for help throughout the land. Nobody came. Well, I'm not surprised. I followed them to a vacant alleyway. I put on the mask. I watched blood fly and bodies decay. It was a start, but it didn't last. I killed them, me and my crimson hands. I made these beasts fall, my mask. I truly understand. I tried comforting the woman, but she slapped me. She had the same hate as the bullies. I was the monster of her misery. I will help to set her free. I put on the mask. I put the mask on again. I hugged her close and tight. I just wanted the screams to end. It felt wrong, but it felt so right. I ran covered with blood and perfume. My body nestled away in the darkness. I was showered with the light from the moon. I was consumed by a divine animalistic bliss.
I don't know if it's over. Is it over? I'm scared.
The darkness has come for Ed. We knew it could happen.
Oh no, Ed, don't.
He's lost to the darkness.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like, I never want to step in during someone's bit. So I was waiting for him to jump up and do it. I was waiting for a jump scare.
He's been pulled
So-
into the place
so-
that's not a place.
There you go. A place that's not a place. Fair enough. Fair enough. We believe in you, Ed. We believe. Come back out. Okay. Oh, that's not even okay. Sorry, he just messaged me. That wasn't even on purpose. That was an accident. He'll be back. That was a very dramatic pause. Um, so just as a heads up, we'll see. He said he's coming back, so I'll talk for a little bit and see if he does make it back by that time. Up next is Tesosomok, followed by Dan the Man, and I will probably share a couple cover poems when I sign off. But yeah, he just messaged me. I was just concerned. I didn't want to like mess up a bit of routine, you know. So that's why there was that awkward, long silence of like, But anyway, yeah, I don't even think that was on purpose. That's what he messaged me right now. So, yes, we'll be back as always next Monday. Doing pretty long streak in a row. I'm really happy because this week I don't have any in-person shows or open mics. Last week was a slog. It was 4 throughout the week, and then 1 this Sunday. So I had 5 shows out of 7 days. That was pretty rough. So it's good to take a break, honestly. The screen's so dark. Yeah. Well, okay. In that case, we'll see if Ed makes it back. I know he did message me. I should message him back too. But I will go ahead and pass things off to Desosomok, who's going to share some poetry and music. And there it is. I hear you now. So go and take it away, man. I hear the white noise. Yeah, but
can you host share me?
yeah, I got you. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad, Richie.
Alrighty then. Well, with that said, let's go ahead and get you the spotlight. Tesosomok, everyone.
Can you see my share?
Yes.
So this is for the season, the Deer Bones. Written by me. Here we go. Exterior, Huexotzinco Forest, La Scala, night. The practice of hunting has a very regimented set of obligations and responsibilities. The hunters of Tlaxcala, Huexotzinco, Coatepec proceed with 80 days before the hunt. At that time, they choose an old leader or someone offered to represent Tepeyolo, the heart of the mountain. During these days, they fast only on Tlaxcali 1 atzin, water and tortillas, for which they remain skinny, weak, and haggard. They can barely stand on their feet or even speak. The captains of the hunt are named and indicated by the names Huitztequilmaque and Almitztlatoque, needle taker, and village water puma leader. They fast 5 days before this day, asking for an abundant hunt. They self-sacrifice to get the deer to let them hunt. Also, they pierce their tongues and sacrifice to get fortune in hunting. Days later, at the hunt, Amimitzin launches an arrow at a very healthy mule deer. The deer is still able to run, and Amimitzin follows his blood trail to find it before he can't hear it anymore. Amimitzin, where is that deer? I can hear him. He scrambles through the forest looking for the wounded deer. After a while, he gets back on the path where he runs into a young lady. She's stomping her feet at his sight and fisting him. Siwa Mamatzin, why are you killing my brothers? What are you doing? What you're doing is very bad. You hunters don't follow the old ways and the rules set down by Tepeyolo, the heart of the mountain. Amimitzin, we've always hunted, and I've always followed all the protocols set by the Almitlatoque. She grabs him by the ear and begins to drag him towards a rock face where she scratches on it and a door opens. Siwa Mamatzin, I'm taking you to see my father. I mean, Mitzi struggles to try to get away, but she's very strong. By now, he's realized she is a Nawal, a shapeshifter. I mean, Mitzi, don't take me. I always follow the rule. See, Wamamatsin drops him in front of the old deer named Tata Masatsin. See, Wamamatsin. Father, this is the hunter that has been killing all our brothers. The old deer stares him down, walks him over to the deer council where they bring out chests full of deer bones. These are all the bones of the deer Amamatsin has hunted and killed. Tata Masatsin. The council will deliberate your punishment for your transgressions against Tepeyolo, the heart of the mountain. Amimitsin crouches in terror for hours while the council deliberates his fate. Tata Masatsin. The council has stated that it is your responsibility to restore all the deer that have been hunted. Amimitsin, I have not killed all of them. I have not killed them all. How can you blame me, Tata Masatsin? As you represent all hunters, you'll have to marry Siwa Masatsin. Mitsin. I'm not going to do it, Tata Masatsin. If you want to go back to your world, you will do it. Every day, Siwa Masatsin gave birth to 2 deers. This happened for 10 days. On the 11th day, Tata Masatsin led him to the rock face. Tata Masatsin, you have completed your obligation and can go home now. Mitsin ran as fast as he could to his home. When he got there, he had actually been gone 10 years. From then on, he would no longer hunt again. So this is one of the deer stories, and it's interesting. And I was talking to Dane Ince about this, that in Western philosophy, the gods are human and they turn into animals and do awful things. In Mesoamerica, the gods are animals and they turn into humans to do awful things. So it's an interesting inversion and observation. So I thought you guys might appreciate that little bit of insight.
That's true. That's pretty cool.
All right, let's get to the.
Oh no, it's like that's pretty cool.
All right, let me switch over to the alternate offering. All right. So I come to you, my love, my heart above my head. Though I see the danger there is, if there rushing where wise men never go. But wise men never fall in love. So how are they to know? When we met, I felt my life begin. So open up your heart and let this fool rush in. Fools rush in where wise men never go. But wise men never fall in love. So how are they to know? When we met, I felt my life begin. So open up your heart and let me in. Fools rushing where wise men never go. But wise men never fall in love. So how are they to know? When we met, I felt my life begin. So open up your heart and let this fool rush in. Just open up your heart and let this fool rush in. In peace.
I like the sound effects.
Ow!
The end instead of the dun dun. You got the cool, man. Thank you so much. Anything that you'd like to promote right now, or for our listeners, how can they catch
my
you?
trip to Mexico is sneaking up on me. I've got all my edits out, and I should be sending my book out to publish and getting that soon back.
Alrighty then, cool. Appreciate that. And of course,
Alright,
if you
thank
want to
you.
follow on Lions Gashes 2019, and of course, you can check out Pandemic Poets group on Facebook. Post your events. Cool. Thank you, Tez. Sosomok, everyone. Alrighty then. So, happy Halloween. We are back. And Dan, I'm going to mute you because you're not up next. Our next performer was accidentally banished to the Shadow Realm, but he's back for a web redemption. That's right, guys. It's time for Ed Poetastic 2 Electric Boogaloo. He's back. Ed, what's going on? Go take it away, man.
I'm sorry for the delay. Let's continue the bloodthirsty wordplay. This is called the Mask Omen. I didn't choose the monster, but the monster chose me. This beautiful knife calls my name. I wear the mark of the bloodthirsty beast. I have no humanity or shame. I was a small boy who was ugly, kissed me without mercy. Nobody helped me willingly. I cried unworldly. They threw me into rivers without end. The water was going through my mouth and lungs. I yelled help, but I didn't have any friends. Oh, the deep salt water that suffocating stung. I found this mask belonging to nowhere. The mask playfully sings. It promised to bear all my words with care, the start of new beginnings. I packed in my backpack. I paid no mind. It words were blissful heart attacks. I was amazed by the signs. After school, the neighborhood bullies chased me. I was a deer in the headlights. Please, just leave me alone, please. I couldn't escape with all my might. They held me down. They deeply bruised my stomach and face. I looked like a mauled clown, my blood and tears smeared with unmerciful grace. They left. Our goal was sadness and pain. My backpack roared with ferocity. It roared words of crimson rain. It lured me with monstrosity and curiosity. It roared, tomorrow you won't suffer no more sorrow. I smiled with a crooked smile of glee. It says their punishment will be agonizing and slow. Thank you, my angel, who would save me. The day after, there was nothing new. Bullies chased me without end. They were hyenas at the zoo. I heard someone said, put me on, my terrified little friend. I put on the mask. I felt so many screams and whispers. It happened so fast. Their bodies were completely timber. I took off the mask. They were bloody and lifeless dolls. It completed its task. Wait, was I the cause? Our buffalo storm. They were butchered without remorse. The mask made me transform. The mask drifted off course. The next day, I saw a few guys chasing a woman. They had snake eyes. She screamed for help throughout the land. Nobody came. Well, I'm not surprised. I followed them to a vacant alleyway. I put on the mask. I watched blood fly and bodies decay. It was a start, but it didn't last. I killed them all, me and my crimson hands. I made these beasts fall. My mask, I truly understand. I tried comforting the woman, but she slapped me. She had the same hate as the bullies. I was a monster of her misery. I will help to set her free. I put the mask on again. I hugged her close and tight. I just wanted the screams to end. It felt wrong, but it felt so right. I ran covered with blood and perfume, my body nestled away in the darkness. I was showered with the light from the moon. I was consumed by demonic animalistic bliss. You want to know my name? Here's a hint. Happy Halloween. Killing's my merry bloody game. Would you be the next prey for my crime scene? All right, let's do this. Okay, this is called Webhead. My spurs is tingling. Days must be near. It's not a pus, culprits, thieves, and villains into tears. My ordinary life being Spider-Man. I do what any friendly guy with spider powers can. Swinging through vast villains in these annoying spandex tights, trying to juggle the concept of what's wrong and right. A mask woven with wise words of great power comes great responsibility. Too bad evil doesn't have any accountability or simplicity. This suit, a sticky emblem to wear, the hair burns I must bear, but never ever share. They say crime never sleeps, but God, give me a break for once. Does it immediately time for sleep or a bite for a quick brunch? My mind thinly grasping my funny innocence, my old easy life of being normal, I solemnly reminisce. Mary Jane, she's always the web beneath my wings. Her presence always makes my heart swing and sing. Aunt May, she the swingest thing next to my heart and make sure no one or nothing tears apart. Uncle Ben, I'm so sorry, and I hope you're proud of me. I promise to be the most spectacular superhero. You'll see. Venom, he was always the oil in my clear pond, pushing my heroic action the great beyond. Carnage, Venom on overdrive. Every time I fight him, I'm surprised I'm still breathing alive. Rhino, he's such a dim, reading wrecking ball. Like they always say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Dr. Octavius is a genius with a heart made of vibranium steel. He always keeps me on edge and on top of my heels. Green Goblin, my best friend's maniac bipolar father. After I beat him, I need to prescribe him a great therapist or a doctor. Vulture, he's such a crazy bird brain. He's a bottom of common sense down the drain. Scorpion, he's a new definition of acid rain. I know his dry cleaning is a huge pain. Black Cat, she's my trail making minx. She's sexy. Sneaky still little jinx. Sandman, the cuckoo's fused with the sand. It really feels like me against the barren land. Electro, he's always a joy in my side. He always leaves my cell phone web shooters fried. Stanley, he was a marvelous Excelsior guy. Now he's not with us, but became a star in the sky. It's just my average day. It's just my average day being your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the saver of citizens, and the punisher of madmen. All right, last but not least, this is called Sif Monster. I was young, gifted, and the chosen one. I remember being burned alive underneath the volcanic sun. I had so much talent. I even had my own Padawan named Ahsoka. She slowly strayed away from me, as in nature's law. I was supposed to bring great balance to the Force. Both sides got the better of me, and I went completely off course. I want infinite power to save you, my precious Padme. Your warming presence means... What else can I say? The rushing image of you dying keep my mind awake. It was for her, for every Jedi Master and Sith Lord's sake. I choked my Padme with this mechanical hand in her moment of need. Before I knew it, it was too late to unplant the Sith seed. Master Obi-Wan, you told me to let her go in my deaf ears. I changed into a yellow-eyed monster with endless tears. Master Obi-Wan, you yelled I had the high ground. Before I knew it, heard a buzzing sound while half of me was on the ground. I cursed you with my sissy dying breath. You walked away without seeing my death. As I smelled my burning flesh with darkened rage, I heard a sinister voice saying he was ready for the second stage. The robot surgeons poked at my disfigured flesh as I screamed from agonizing pain. A new body to hide away the hideous milky stain. I heard a sinister voice telling me to wake up and rise. I'm a grotesque monster. I stopped to ironically realize. My master told me I killed my Padme. I scream in shock, my boiling tears covering this inhumane rock. I killed my precious May. How can this be? How can I kill the most loving, inhumane part of me? Now I'm a Jedi hunter. Some Jedi ran, but most of them tried. I turned on my lightsaber while I see the familiar hate in their eyes. I always say, join me into the dark side. But they scream monster in disbelief. No Jedi could understand my pain, sorrow, and grief. My Dark Star destroys plans to spread my Emperor's influence and reign, accomplishing my master's sinister and twisted campaign. I stand wheezing in eternal darkness, anguished and alone. I hold my crimson lightsaber, burning brighter, yet so cold. Luke Skywalker, my blood flows through your veins while the Force grows strong. Maybe you can save the galaxy and rewrite my wrongs. Thank you. Happy Halloween.
I said it in the comments, man, but I love all your voices, and you should look into some voice acting, man. You could probably get some gigs like that. Cool mask. Thank you, Ed. Any last announcements?
Sure. Come to the open mic that's full of fright for our Monday nights. Come to Bob Wire, the scene that always inspired to make you go higher. But if you want to follow me, please for free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman 92. And remember, if this mic is right, I'll be there to scream my protesting insight. If you send me a question, if you take a guess, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe, happy, and blessed. And never stop spewing the wonderful words outside of your chest. And never stop being and doing your best.
Right on, man. Eddie P. If you want to follow him, feel free. Love the mask, man. I love it. You guys are coming out. You guys are coming through with the Halloween show tonight. The Halloween episode. All right, and that includes our next performer, who I'm sure I saw he decorated his room with all sorts of Halloween accoutrements. Let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Dan, the man. Go ahead and take it away. Or is it Dan the ghost today? Dan the. Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I already redecorated my room, and yeah, here it is. I'm wearing my shirt. Yeah. So, well, happy Halloween to each and every one of you. As you already know, I did something. Let me show you the pic. No, that's a chat. Hold on. I'm sorry, it's a chat. Give me a minute. All right. Mm-hmm. Yep, there I was earlier today, with the jack-o'-lantern with the fedora. It was Witchy McWitch. And there's me, yeah, wearing my ghost face shirt with the shades and a shoebox full of candies. Yeah. And speaking of ghost face, let me show you something that you'll like. Here's my ghost face with a glove of Jack Skellington and the pumpkin I carved. This was taken from a friend of mine, Ryan Hallam, and his wife Glenda. I was invited to the pumpkin carving party, and yeah, this is the one, and this is the pumpkin you just saw earlier on in my blog. No, earlier in my room right there where I just slide it up. Yeah, like this pumpkin right there. Yeah. And speaking of ghost face, yeah, there's me wearing a ghost face t-shirt, and yep, that's my pumpkin. Yeah, a lighted up pumpkin. And speaking of ghost face, once again, yep, that's me. That's Ghostface with Edison's ear. That's Al and Cesar. Yep, from last Friday at the Mad Hatter. They did a performance at the Mad Hatter. Shout outs to Edison's ear. Yeah, you know who they are, Edison's ear. You remember Richard? Richie? Guess not. Okay. And speaking of yet another ghost face, give me a minute. Yep, here I am. Here I am at Nico and Jamian's Friday night bike at the Scenic. Yep. I don't know if you guys saw my IG Instagram. Remember, instead of the old-fashioned "Hello, Sydney, what's your favorite scary movie?" Instead, I just started off with this that everybody thought was going to do something, but no, I just started off with "Que pasa, el estúpidos," and everybody was laughing their asses off. And you know the funny thing is when most get y'all their thinking saying hello scenic, what's your favorite? And then something dropped and I was all really? Yeah. I was laughing my ass off, all right. Oh, speaking of Ghostface. And that's hold up. That's not the picture. Hold on one sec. Yeah, me and my dear friend Ellie Esparza. She was Barbie. Yeah, she was here over the weekend in town. That I managed to surprise her with that, but yeah, that's Ghostface with Ellie Esparza as Barbie. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Ghostface. Ghostface at the Get. Yep, that's Ghostface at the Get Fit Nutrition. Yep, welcome to the club. What's your favorite scary nutrition? Oh, I forgot to mention Elliot. Hey, El, what's your favorite scary love song? Or what's your favorite scary music? Yeah, I forgot to say that. Oh, speaking of Ghostface. Oh. At the Sun City Athletic Club with Shane and Lizzie. Hey, Shane and Lizzie, what's your favorite scary workout? Yeah, that's Shane as Batman. That's Lizzie as a Spice Girl. I don't know which one is it. Baby Spice, Scary Spice, Sporty. I don't know.
That's Ginger.
Oh, Gingers. Okay. Thank you, Kit. All right. And finally, hang on. Let's see here. Speaking of Ghostface. Okay, I'm sorry, not this one. No. I'm sorry, not this one. Sorry about that. I hope Danny's not watching this. I'm gonna be pissed. One second. Me with my friend, one of the two broke girls, Taylor the bartender. Yeah. Yeah. I was at King's X. Oh, and one more. Speaking of Ghostface. To my two dearest friends, Ryan Hallam and his wife Glenda invited me to the pumpkin carving party. Then it was very nice. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Glenda. I really enjoyed my pumpkin, in which Yep, there it is. My pumpkin right there. Oh, and right next to it is Ole Miss with the with a knife on it. It's the Ole Miss from Mississippi. I don't know if it's Hattiesfield or Jackson or Meridian. I don't know where Ole Miss is from, but I know it's from Mississippi. But I don't know which city is from the. Oh, I don't know where. Yeah, but oh well.
Ole Miss is in Oxford, Mississippi.
Oxford. Where's that at? Oxford. How far from Oxford? Like from Jackson or from Hattiesburg or
I
from
don't know. I only know it's a place because of college football.
Yeah. Well, how far is from Oxford? Oh, yeah. So therefore, I had a wonderful time. Yep, I had a wonderful time. It's from earlier today. Yep. Yeah, and yeah, speaking of Ghostface, I'm wearing that shirt. Yep, there's the pumpkin. There's Witchy McWitch. Yeah. All right. Oh, this is beautiful. And since I know it's tomorrow, and it's not including Ghostface. Oh, where is it? Hold on. And yes, tomorrow and Wednesday is El Dia de los Muertos. We honor and celebrate those for the loved ones, and we remember them. Like we want to remember those we've lost to the COVID, those we've lost to the tragedies, and those we've lost to and the Ukraine losing loved ones, and those we've lost. So our thoughts and prayers with the families. And yep, tomorrow, our Mexican tradition, and we honor the dead, is El Dia de los Muertos. Okay, guys. Well, again, yeah. Okay, just rest assured it will be uploaded ASAP. So I'm gonna need some time. So just rest assured on this one. I do apologize for the delay. So. All right, here it is. Read it and weep it. Find me on just follow me on Instagram, but I'm still behind posts on Facebook and Twitter. I do apologize for that. But most importantly, find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. Search my channel, search the title and watch it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget the hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly. All right, you guys. Well, just want to let you guys know, you all have a safe and happy Halloween. Click. All right, Richie. Let's go ahead and call it a night. Thank you, guys. Happy Halloween.
Say it's more excited, Dan. All right, so that was a riveting session of sharing photos from your phone, Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right, so let me go ahead and finish it out. All right, you two here. Okay. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. We had Sandy and Ron Mark Thompson in the YouTube chat the whole time. We had some other people tuning in as well throughout. For those of you, if you're still watching, the person who asked, if you want to sign up, all you have to do is follow us online, Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. The day before we post the link, so you can sign up. Maybe I should try and start posting that maybe a couple days earlier than that, but you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and probably Facebook might be the best way to find the sign up sheet right away, and you can just look up Barbed Wire Open Mic on any of those sites. And we'd love to have you join us in the future. I'm going to go ahead and close today's episode, with a couple of cover poems. One is freshly dropped from the Academy of American Poets, poets.org. I always like to subscribe to their newsletter and get poems sent to my email. And so this is from Eduardo C. Corral. He has a book of poems called Guillotine, which we read for my podcast last year, or a little while back. And this is, I like this fact because he calls it a sonnet. It's a poem written during the pandemic, and in a way, the first line started kind of on the onset at the beginning of the pandemic, and then he kept it as a sonnet because it's restrictive, the way a lot of us felt. So he was just trying to flesh out ways of creating imagery for loneliness. So this is called Lines Written During My Second Pandemic. All water flows toward loneliness. Loneliness is a black eye, a gleaming pit. We have yet to split loneliness like an atom. Loneliness arrives on a leash of scorpions. In my skull, loneliness opens like a parachute. It's illegal to chain loneliness to a fence. Flickers tunnel through loneliness to build nests. I sprinkle a spoon of sugar over loneliness. In some languages, loneliness is imperfect. Antlers crown the bald head of loneliness. Like rough trade, loneliness won't kiss you. Loneliness is crouched in a tree, afraid of dirt. In the dark, loneliness ripens too quickly. Beneath the roof of loneliness, my blood drifts. All right, so just saw that one today. I wanted to read it. And I'm gonna go ahead and end with one that is one of my favorites. I usually perform it with my vocal looper because it's super fun to do it, but I don't have it with me. But it is called "The Spill," aka "Love in the Time of Zombies," by the poet Guante. It's from his collection, "A Love Song, a Death Rattle, a Battle Cry," and I'm just gonna do it without the looper today. They fell upon us softly, leaves rustling around landmines, a blade buried in wet soil. Starving for the essence of our love, they enveloped us. First, a few haunted homes in the outskirts of town, then into the proud city itself, then spreading like a spilled can of burgundy paint across the map, swallowing. Appetites attached to talons, blue-white fangs in children's mouths. Wine always escapes its cup one way or another. We should have seen it coming, but when they appeared, pale and shrieking on the horizon, the might of 10,000 years of cups and dishes and goblets shattered, and the spill drowned every dream ever dreamt. But you, I found you treading water regardless, as invincible as canned food and 2x4s. I found you exploding, brimstone on your lips, tattooed with a fury as warm as the sun used to be. I found you beautiful, shaved head, Kevlar, bare hands. You cut them down. You broke them. You found knives between your knuckles and war clubs inside your leg bones. I still remember how the ghost of a smile flickered across your eyes when you leaned in close and whispered to me, "Take the shotgun. I want the fireman's axe. I want to feel it, feel them beneath it." I knew then that I wanted to be with you for whatever forever we had left. Knew that we were to share an ancient love, a love bonded with flint and bone, that our skulls now carried within them a shining new darkness, twin oblivions monogrammed, his and hers. Our first date, fireballing through hordes of the undead, dull silver eyes and ragged hands reaching, screams bisected, every gunshot a climax, every swing of the axe a bedroom's liquid whisper. In the blackness, I smelled your humanity and aimed in the opposite direction. Love, warm and grasping, splashed against the walls. Love splashed onto our bodies. Love splashing inside us defiantly. And I found you in the smoking chaos. Our shoulder blades kissed. There may come a day when the sun bursts forth from a spider's belly to smile upon this world again. There may come a day when love can be represented by poetry and romantic comedies and candlelight dinners again, when it can be held soft and round in the palm of a child's hand. But it is not on us to build that world. It is not on us to survive this one. Ours is not a love song sprouted from redemption, hope, or even longing. But it is a love song. Sing it under your breath. Sharpen it every morning. If you should fall, I swear I'll come for you. Two barrels erupting as one, an aluminum baseball bat strapped to my back, a pocket full of hand grenades, singing pins already pulled. And that is The Spill by Guante. Do want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. If you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment. Let us know you listen. Who did you enjoy? We will be back, as always, next week. Be on the lookout for the sign-up sheet as early as Saturday. Definitely by Sunday on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page. We have a link in our bio that usually has the link so you can sign up. But other than that, we do wish you a happy Halloween. See you to the next one. Everyone did so great for the live stream. My name is Rich. See you guys next time.